Well, actually, there's two frags or rounds that lies pretty close to my heart. The first one is in the quarterfinals in CPL 2001 versus Four Kings, where I'm doing an ace on an eco round. I got pretty famous because I don't know what happened there. I know on the fourth guy that I'm killing in the bridge room, I didn't even see him. It just felt like something moved my hand on the mouse and just fired, and I got somebody through the wall with a headshot. It felt like somebody else was touching my hand or something, and I killed the four other guys with some pretty decent frags. But it was just crazy, and that was probably the nicest round I've ever done, at least caught on camera. And probably the most important frag I've ever done was in the CPL final. I think it was 2003 or 4 or something like that. It was tied up. I think if they would have won that round, they would have gone to draw, and if we won that round, we would have won the game. And I was 1-1 left versus Element, who's a player I played with before or after that. Can't really remember. But anyway, it was a really, really good player back then. I was low on HP. I think I had 4 left or something. And he was probably full on health, and he had a bomb. He was out the ramps on nuke, and I checked down. I only have a smoke grenade left. I was like, shit, what am I going to do here? And I'm screwed pretty much. So then I was like, let's take the smoke and fake it through the wall so he thinks it's flashbang. So I'm taking the smoke, and no one pretty much ever did this before. It was like the first time it ever happened. It was like ages ago. So I throw it to the wall, and you're going out straight after it, just before the flash is supposed to explode. And I could see him turning around, and I was like, yes, I can't miss now. And then I finally got him, and we ended up winning the event. So it was pretty nice. I'm the greatest CS player of all time. No, I'm just kidding. I think that for sure it's Potty. He was the best player when I became pretty all right at playing, and he taught me pretty much everything I know, and he was such a good leader in game and everything when we played. And he was just light years before everybody else when playing back then. He was such a good player, and I don't think he's getting recognized enough for it nowadays either, but he was such a good player. Well, rating myself as a CS player is pretty hard. Obviously, right now I'm not a top player since I don't play too much anymore, but I think there was time when I was the best player in the world for sure, but it was going up and down. Some months Potty was the best player, another one I was it, and the third one Spawn was it, and it just kept on going in cycles like that. So I think it's pretty hard to say how I would rate myself, but I think that pretty much a top 5 player during all time for sure. Well, the strongest side I had when I played Counter-Strike, that I was so motivated. I was always practicing. I was practicing the hardest of everyone. And I was actually trying to focus on what I was doing wrong, and practice a lot on that. So it helped me a lot. So I developed so fast, and I had pretty good reflexes and everything, and pretty good situational awareness, and pretty good spray as well, I guess. So I think that was the thing that made me pretty successful. Of course, there have been quite a lot of negative sides of gaming as well, but the most negative one has been that I haven't been able to spend as much time as I wanted with my friends or anything, because I was inside practicing every day. And I remember sometimes when I was like 17, 18, 19, 20 or something like that, years old during the summer, it was such a nice weather. My friends called to try to get me out to have a barbecue, play football, and having a couple of beers and everything. That's life, right? So, and I couldn't because I had a tournament in like 3 weeks. So I had to sit at home, practice for 16 hours a day, and it's pretty boring now when I look back at it in that case, but I don't regret anything I've done within gaming, because I've experienced so much, and I'm really happy about my life and where I am right now and what I've done before. So but of course it has some downsides. And the positive aspects of being a professional Counter-Strike player is that first of all, I made money out of what I love doing. I could live out of it. Not many people in the world can do that. And second of all, I've been able to travel around the world and seen places I would never ever see without being a professional Counter-Strike player. And it means a lot to me. Well, things in Asia is pretty different from how they are back in Europe. I mean, in Korea, it's mostly StarCraft, but people recognize you on the street there for being a Counter-Strike player as well. And it's pretty much like in Sweden. It's pretty big here as well. But I mean, when you go to China, it's totally crazy. I remember the first time we were there, actually. We just won the WCG 2003. And we get off the airplane, just waiting for somebody to pick us up when we get out of the terminal. And right when we came out there, it's like thousands of people waiting for us with flowers, just throwing themselves at us. So we had to have our own bodyguards and everything, just getting us out of there. And we had to have it for the whole trip. And it was just so crazy being there. It's a totally another world for us. Well, currently I don't have any comeback plans, but I must say that commentating a lot of CS lately had made me so interested in getting a comeback. But I think it all depends on who I would play with. I mean, I'm 26 years old. It's not going to be easy to get back. I probably need at least 6 to 8 months before getting in decent shape at least, and maybe a year of practicing 24/7 before getting back in really good shape. And if I want to spend that much time, I want to do it with some people that I really enjoy spending time with. And I mean, if the opportunity came up and with the right players, I would do a comeback. If it's lonely playing Counter-Strike, nah. When you're playing Counter-Strike, you're never alone.
And now, say it.
Hi guys, I'm Heaton'a.